This is CBC Vancouver News.
Tonight on CBC Vancouver News, another assault involving transit in BC and a man left fighting for his life. Also, history is made today. BC becomes the first jurisdiction in Canada to offer free prescription birth control. And
look, make no mistake about it, this production is going to create a lot of high-paying jobs.
the spotlight shines on Vancouver once again as HBO favorite The Last of Us relocates from Calgary to film in beautiful BC. Good evening, I'm Zahra Premji. Thanks for joining us. We begin with breaking news out of Chilliwack tonight, where one man has been found dead in a graveyard. Now, calls came in for reports of a shooting near the Watson Road area around 7 o'clock tonight. BC RCMP confirms to CBC one person was found dead in a graveyard. More calls came in and another person was found injured and has been taken to hospital. Their condition is unknown at this time. Now, shortly after this was the shooting was reported, police say a car was found on fire in Langley, and they believe that because of the timing that it's associated to the incident in Chilliwack. Police are still combing through the scene, and we'll have more information on our website, cbc.ca/BC, as more information becomes available. Well, one man is in hospital fighting for his life tonight in Surrey, where police say they are investigating after he was stabbed on a transit bus this morning.
The investigation is in the early stages, and police are working to determine all circumstances leading up to this assault. Currently, there is one person in custody, and the victim remains in hospital with life-threatening injuries.
Metro Vancouver Transit Police say two men got into an altercation and it quickly escalated when one pulled out a knife and stabbed the other. He was allegedly slashed across the throat. They say a third passenger phoned 911. Police say a suspect was arrested quickly, and they do not believe the two men knew each other. This is the third reported assault involving public transit in BC in less than 3 weeks. The first two happened near a bus stop in Kelowna, where a teenage girl and a college student were attacked. Well, police in Vancouver are also asking for your help after a violent confrontation took place yesterday at a rally marking the International Transgender Day of Visibility. You! Hey! Get your ass up now! VPD has released two profanity-laden videos and images showing shoving and pushing. Officers say the incident you can see here occurred when rally-goers confronted a group of counter-protesters at Grandview Park. VPD is sharing the videos, which were posted online, with hopes of more witnesses coming forward. Now, CBC attended the rally and witnessed the confrontations. Police have not said what charges the force may recommend to the BC Prosecution Service based on its investigation. Social advocates are calling on the BC government to ban caste discrimination. As Janella Hamilton reports, anti-caste initiatives are being recognized in the U.S. and in some parts of Canada. And organizations here say it's time for BC to catch up.
I am the victim.
Those impacted by caste discrimination sharing their pain and suffering with others Saturday.
South Asia is a place where a lot of caste-based violence, a lot of caste-based discrimination continues to persist. So as those communities continue to grow in Canada, we find that a lot of those prejudices are actually taking root here as well.
Caste oppression originates from a form of social hierarchy in India that is passed down through families. At the bottom of the hierarchy system is the group known as Dalits, or untouchables. Organizers say despite being banned in 1948, it still affects the livelihoods and well-being of thousands of Canadians.
Being made the target of derogatory remarks on a daily basis, being excluded from meetings, all the way to being denied raises and promotions, which is a really serious issue.
Pardeep Bain says he witnessed caste discrimination about a year ago at a market in Surrey.
He very loudly like a chamari.
So these Sikh men were targeting that young woman, the worker, with terrible slurs.
The same derogatory slurs used against a taxi driver in 2018. The man was verbally and physically assaulted at a work party. 2 weeks ago, he was awarded more than $9,000 after the BC Human Rights Tribunal determined he had been discriminated against based on his ancestry, place of origin, religion, and race. Bain says when he called police to report the incident,
the policewoman said that you can take my badge number. However, I'm unable to help you because there's no law that prohibits this kind of discrimination.
In February, Seattle became the first U.S. jurisdiction to ban caste-based discrimination. A week later, the Toronto District School Board made the unprecedented decision to recognize and address discrimination based on the caste system. Now, British Columbians are pressing for similar recognition in this province.
Possibly the most straightforward evidence that casteist ideas exist in British Columbia is the so-called honor killing of Jassi Kaur Sidhu, a 25-year-old Vancouver woman who was assassinated in 2000 on the orders of her parents because of her marriage to a quote-unquote lower caste man.
She hopes to collect thousands of signatures demanding policy change before sitting down with BC leaders to discuss the next steps. Janella Hamilton, CBC News, Surrey.
Well, we turn to some sad news for the province. The family and friends of Vancouver radio personality Red Robinson says he died this morning at the age of 86.
Back to the talent section of things, ladies and gentlemen.
In a statement posted online, Robinson's family said he died after a brief illness. The man who runs his website confirmed his passing to CBC. Now, he began his radio career back in 1954 at Vancouver's CJOR. Throughout his career, Robinson interviewed the Beatles, hung out backstage with Elvis, and called Johnny Cash his friend. After an almost 50-year career as a broadcaster, the city of Vancouver declared March 30th Red Robinson Day in honor of his 80th birthday. He was also a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, but his children said in their statement online he was also a devoted father, grandfather, and loving husband to his late wife. Well, it's a day that advocates have pushed for more than 5 years, and it's finally paid off. Starting today, many, but not all methods of contraception are now free for BC residents with the prescription. Starting today, many contraceptives such as the pill, IUDs, Plan B, and injections are available to BC residents. Nearly 70 contraceptives are on this list of free items and can be picked up at most pharmacies. You don't have to register or fill out forms. The only thing you need is a prescription and a BC Services card. The government says it's planning for the program to be expanded. HBO has confirmed its hit series The Last of Us is moving from Calgary to Vancouver for its second season. Now, the show is based on a hit video game with the same name and is set in post-apocalyptic world. As Yasmin Gandam reports, this could mean more jobs for British Columbians.
Incredibly excited to welcome The Last of Us to Hollywood North as they bring production of their second season to Vancouver.
Vancouver Mayor Ken Sim says he is looking forward to the production as well as the hundreds of jobs that will be created as a result.
Make no mistake about it, this production is going to create a lot of high-paying jobs, and it's going to create a lot of career opportunities for Vancouverites. And it gives us more swagger.
Sim says that he and a local film commissioner were in Los Angeles a few weeks ago to show that Vancouver would be open for business, and the process unfolded from there.
Fictional story set in the U.S., and it attracted tourism to Calgary. And I suspect that it will do the same here. There's a big fan base. It's Game of Thrones level type of production.
While HBO confirmed production is moving to Vancouver, a representative from the Alberta government says it is expecting part of the second season to be filmed there. Prem Gill, CEO of Creative BC, says the move demonstrates the strength of the province's collective resources.
Our talent base, we have strong infrastructure, we have great incentives that are steady from our government. It's a whole bunch of things. So, it's tremendous news, but it speaks to the quality and the excellence of the work of the talent here.
Gill says BC was also involved in the first season, largely known for its superb visual and special effects.
Some of them were done here in the first season. So, there's already been a British Columbia touch on this. I think for opportunities, there's, this is going to be a large show that will require a lot of people, but it's also those things that you don't think that are often not directly involved in the production, but local businesses that might be supplying things for the production. Communities across the province might be involved. We really don't know at this point.
The series began shooting in the summer of 2021, wrapping production around a year later. In that time, it filmed at several Calgary locations, including Mount Royal University and the legislature, creating elaborate sets based on the video game, making it the largest production in Alberta's history. Back in BC, the Ministry of Arts and Culture says it is an opportunity for viewers around the world to experience the beauty of British Columbia. Yasmin Cantum, CBC News, Vancouver.
Police in Surrey are launching a new campaign to try to cut down on the rising theft of catalytic converters, and they're calling it "You Etch It, We Catch It."
And that is having your VIN number etched onto your catalytic converter, because right now catalytic converters are not identifiable when they're stolen. So there are different mechanical shops within Surrey that have jumped on board to support this program, and they will, if you're in for a service, etch the last 8 digits of your VIN number on there.
A catalytic converter is a device in a vehicle's exhaust system that converts toxic pollutants into less harmful gases before they're expelled. They are targeted by thieves because they contain a small amount of expensive metals. ICBC says theft claims for those parts added up to more than $4 million in 2021. Last year, the provincial government changed regulations for metal dealers and recyclers, requiring them to report all transactions involving catalytic converters. Well, spring might be here, but Mother Nature may not have gotten the memo. Drivers on the Coquihalla Highway between Hope and Merritt are being warned to prepare for a heavy late-season snowfall throughout tonight. Environment Canada issued a special weather statement for the area, as well as for Highway 3 from the Paulson Summit to Kootenay Pass. It says up to 25 centimeters is expected as a robust frontal system starts to spread light to moderate snow, which will intensify in the evening and persist throughout until tomorrow. It says weather in the mountains can change suddenly, resulting in hazardous driving conditions. Well, it's been a tough couple of years for a small-town ski resort in the Kootenays. They faced unprecedented challenges during COVID, and so many other businesses did. Then, in December of 2021, the day before the opening day, an arsonist set fire to the hut that operates the main chairlift, forcing the closure of the lift for the entire 21-22 season. As CBC's Corey Bullock reports, the ski hill is back, and there's a sense of relief for the Kimberley community.
Kimberley Alpine Resort is celebrating this weekend. A winter that's finally seen some normalcy after years of setbacks, including a devastating fire that forced the closure of their main lift last season.
That morning meeting in our manager's office, I saw a lot of managers crying. It was a tough day. But the community, the staff rallied. And seeing the community pull together and say, we're not going to let this arsonist beat us down. And we literally made the best of a horrible situation.
The arson investigation is still ongoing, and Resorts of the Canadian Rockies, the company that owns Kimberley Alpine Resort, has offered a $100,000 reward for any information leading to the arrest of the arsonist.
We haven't heard any progress. I don't know if they'll ever catch the person who was responsible.
Every year, the resort hires people from across the world to work at the hill, and people from across Western Canada come here to ski. Kimberley Mayor Don McCormick says tourism is one of the community's main economic drivers.
The entire economic well-being of Kimberley really relies on tourism.
Locals and tourists alike found the news of the arson devastating.
And unfortunately for me, I didn't end up coming to ski here because of that. So horrible for the locals of the town, and then folks just want to come and enjoy their time.
Now, the community is coming together to celebrate a season of snow, a season where things have felt a little more normal.
It's been a great season so far. Yeah, got a lot of days in and a lot of skiing.
Kimberley Alpine Resort is ending the March break with North Star Days, a retro celebration of the resort's history.
This event is all about remembering and paying respect and homage and celebrating the heritage of Kimberley Alpine Resort and North Star Mountain.
The resort officially closes out the season on April 9th. Corey Bullock, CBC News, Kimberley.
Today marks the start of Sikh Heritage Month. This afternoon, an event highlighting the history of Sikh culture was held at the Royal BC Museum.
Remembering the people that came when the turn of the century, the struggles that they had in settling in this place, the relationships that they built with other communities, including Chinese communities and Indigenous communities, and recognizing the ways in which they have really challenged discrimination, inequality, and done that as a community.
Stories of South Asian Canadian immigrants were told through rare artifacts and artwork on display, highlighting what it was like making that journey from Punjab to Canada in the 50s. Visitors also enjoyed musical performances and presentations. April is a particularly important month for the Sikh community because it's also marking Vaisakhi, the beginning of spring harvest. The exhibit will be on until April 14th. The BC Lions coaching staff joined forces with the coaches from the UBC Thunderbirds and BC High School football for a clinic designed to teach youth football coaches new skills and techniques to improve their programs. We were there earlier to take a peek at their playbook.
It's a great day. So we have a lot of high school coaches out here. We're running a coaches clinic, and the BC Lions are proud to be a part of it. So we have our coaches running sessions here, so it's an all-day event, and it's just a great day for a bunch of football coaches to get together. We do it at the professional level, but we all came up in football, and it's had a big impact on our lives. So we want to, give back, share the knowledge that we've gained, and also we appreciate the people that choose to be teachers and be coaches. It's always good for us to remember the impact coaches and teachers had on our lives, all of us growing up. Whether you played sports or you didn't, we can all think of teachers or coaches that had a big impact on us growing up and becoming the people that we become. So I think it's a great reminder of the impact that teachers have, and I think it's great for us to just interact with the community.
Federal minimum wage, alcohol tax, and gas prices have all gone up across the country. The details and what that means for you next. Well, you can expect to dig a little deeper into the pocket as of today with some costs going up. And no, this is not an April Fool's Day joke. Prices for beer, wine and liquor are getting a 2% tax bump. It was originally supposed to be 6%, the highest increase in 40 years, but the federal government put a temporary cap on it after outcry from microbrewers and distillers. And at the pumps, a federal carbon pricing plan means Canadians will be paying about 3 cents more per litre on average. However, rebates for millions of households to compensate for the surcharge is also set to rise. And the federal minimum wage is also increasing. That will take effect in Manitoba, New Brunswick, Newfoundland and Labrador, Nova Scotia and the Yukon. Wages will go up about $1 per hour on average in those regions. The federal government says it expects the boost to affect around 26,000 federally regulated workers. Search crews have spent a third day looking for a missing boater in the St. Lawrence River on the border of Canada and the U.S. Their search near Akwesasne, Mohawk territory, has so far turned up the bodies of at least 8 people, including 2 young children. Authorities believe they make up 2 families from India and Romania, and that they drowned while attempting to enter New York State using a dangerous river corridor that is well known for human smuggling. All right, here's a live shot of BC Place and the Georgia Viaduct. Stick around, more coming up after a quick break.
Hi, I'm Amy Bell, and here's what's in your CBC Vancouver inbox.
On April 11th, join CBC Vancouver's Johanna Wagstaff at the Alumni UBC webinar with Dr. Samard and her work on the Mother Tree Project. The focus is to connect First Nations, forestry companies, government, and academics to create resilient forests and stewards of the land. Register at alumni.ubc.ca. And on April 15th, join CBC at the Vancouver Vaisakhi Festival, a Sikh celebration of the coming of a new year.
All right, Minecraft enthusiasts will soon be able to embark on a new adventure called Minecraft Legends. It's created right here in Vancouver. Now, Blackbird Interactive is a BC studio that played a large part in creating the new game. And ahead of its release, our Akshay Kulkarni went for a tour.
This is the entryway to Blackbird Interactive, and we're going to go through the kitchen area, the atrium, and then the kitchen area, and then we're going to go into the Minecraft Legends space. My name is Lee McKinnon-Peterson, and I'm the executive producer of Minecraft Legends here at Blackbird Interactive. Minecraft has been on the market for almost 15 years, so it's almost generations of people have grown up and played it, and millions of kids and now adults have played it, and it's a very beloved game and an extremely beloved IP, so it was pretty exciting and such a privilege to take on this game and to work with Mo Yang on Minecraft Legends. The project itself started out at the beginning of 2018 in January with a very, very small team. We had about 20 people, I want to say, at that time, and then we grew the team up to 125 at its peak. In Minecraft Legends, you're a hero in the overworld, and you need to unite the overworld against the common enemy of the piglets who are coming to invade. Minecraft Legends is really hard to kind of pin down in terms of genre. It's kind of its own thing.
And Minecraft is quirky and unique. My name is Dennis Reese. I'm the executive producer for Mojang Studios. What's wonderful about this game is that it is a different, like, Minecraft take on how you would go about and execute strategic decisions within a video game.
In Vancouver, we've proven ourselves to be able to deliver, very small indie games and huge, massive franchises like FIFA. So I think Minecraft Legends fits well within that kind of giant range of our capabilities here in BC. Some people who come in regularly just have their setup here. They can work between 1 and 4 days a week here. If you want to work remotely, we're open to that, whatever you'd like to do. We have dogs in the studio, which is a huge bonus for me.
Does the culture of Vancouver show itself in Minecraft Legends? It's a really tough question. I can tell you that the creativity that exists in this area is strong. When you look at what our game is, I have to believe it reflects through some of the creative choices that were made.
We have a really strong reputation in Canada, and I would say worldwide, for game development. So I don't think it was a big surprise that we were able to take on this project, but it's certainly been a privilege to do so.
Okay, I'm going to let you in on a little secret just between us. I used to be a gamer, and I am so excited for that game. And with that, this is your late news for Saturday. Thanks so much for being here with us. Now, before you let your head hit that pillow, head over to cbc.ca/BC. Take a look at what else is making headlines. Thanks for being here with us, and have an excellent night.